1 year later, and look, here we are. I remember the two of us in your car, changing all the words to the songs that we knew. So much changed, the only constant was you. I've been places that aren't very pretty, and you save spaces for love.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle, the Dreaming Dilettante, and I am coming out with a New Year's Eve video. I wanted to come on here and wish you a very, very happy New Year's. I am thinking a lot and getting very reflective the past week or two, and thinking about what I want to embody in the new year. Not resolutions, not drastic changes, but what kind of energy do I want to bring in to my life and to my business for 2023? How do I want to show up for myself? How do I want to create in 2023? And I always choose a word of the year at the start of the year. I've done this for years, and I like the idea of picking a word that I want to embody for the year, something that I want to call forth, something that I want to be as my intention for the year. And I've done it, like as I said, for many years, and I usually make something. So I've made pictures that I've hung up on the wall. I've made, this last year I made like a paper mache sculpture, which was a lot of fun, and I may still do that this year. But for this year, I wanted to make an art journal that I'm going to be working in regularly. And so the idea came to me, and I was trying to figure out still what my word of the year was. And I decided to make a workbook to help me kind of guide myself through choosing a word. And I have that available. If you're interested, it is available in my shop, and I'll link that in the description box below. But along with that, I included monthly check-in pages so that each month I can sit down, answer a few questions, and kind of check in with my word and how I'm showing up for it, how it's showing up for me in my life, ways I've seen it kind of show up and manifest, I guess is the way to put it. So I wanted to have an opportunity to check in each month with my word, see how it was showing up in my life, and then think about ways that I can incorporate it more. And also, sometimes you need to add a word to it. As you go through the year, you might find that you need something to support that word. I know last year my word was joy, and I ended up adding peace as a supporting word halfway through the year, because that's what I felt like I really was trying to embody, and I felt like the peace was going to lead me through to the joy. So there's lots of things, and maybe you decide that the word's not working for you at all and you want to completely change it. So this isn't, kind of a one and done practice. And I wanted to make it tangible. I wanted it to be something that I could pull into my life on a regular basis. And then I wanted to create an art series where on a regular basis, I'm checking in my journal, sharing it with you, and I wanted to encourage you to do the same. So whether you're brand new to art journaling, whether you've done art journaling for years, I think it could be a really fun way to be very tactile, being very tangible with such an esoteric concept, right, as, a word. If you call it, I want to be joyful, or I want to be peaceful, or I want to be intentional, or whatever your word is for the year. How do we ground that, right? Like, how do we make that something that is able to be perceived in our physical world? And for me, I thought working in an art journal really helps me make these concepts, these ideas tangible, because you're literally taking this idea and giving it a physical form in some way. So I thought it would be really fun to have a series where we're going to make a journal together. We're going to put it together, we're going to bind it, and then we're going to work in it. So we're going to be checking in here regularly, working together through the art journal. And this can be a practice that is completely customized to you. I'll be sharing with you my journey with it, but it'll be your journey. So this is not, and I really want to emphasize this, great, it's another thing I have to do. That if that's kind of how it's feeling, then don't do it, because I don't want this to feel like something stressful. This is supposed to be a support. Our art journaling, our journals in general, are supposed to support support us. This is not about, and I want to be clear about this too, this is not about making beautiful journal pages. This isn't about making magnificent art that we can photograph and, you know, the perfect lighting and doing all that kind of stuff and sharing it. That is not what any of this is about. This is about a tool that we can use to really make a difference in our lives, to make conscious choices and how we're living our lives. So if you're thinking that this is going to be, oh, another journal, or this is going to be a have-to, or if your goal is to make perfect pages, then this may not be for you. So think about this. This is supposed to be a support. So if it feels stressful or feels like another thing you have to do, then I'd let it, think on it. But you can always join by watching. And, you know, if you, in a week, 1 week you're inspired to, you know what, I think I'm going to do a page in my acting journal. Maybe you don't want to make a whole journal just for your word. You can just follow along, and when you want to, and make pages in any art journal. So this is your practice. I just thought it would be fun to have a little company along the way. So what we're going to do is I have a video on how to make a journal, and my style is I love texture, I love color, I love collage, I love mixed media. So that is how I like to create my journals. And so that's the kind of journal that we're going to be making together. We're going to be starting on January 7th. So if you're watching this on New Year's Eve and you're like, I don't even know what my word is, or I know what my word is, but I haven't made a journal and I'd like to make a journal, we're going to start, I'm going to upload and share the video on making the journal on January 7th. And then we're going to be working in our journals throughout the year at varying times. So if you would like to join me, and I hope that you will, you can subscribe to this channel and then turn on the bell notifications to be notified every time I upload a video here on YouTube. You can also subscribe to my blog, and I have a newsletter that I send out weekly. So from the newsletter, I do all the highlights of everything that I've done everywhere. So it'll have links to all the different articles, the different blog posts I've posted, videos, and things like that. So you can go and check those out and click on the links of the things that are interested to you. And that's a weekly, never more than weekly newsletter that I send out. So I don't bombard you. And of course you can unsubscribe anytime, and all those will be in the description box below. So I do hope you'll join me. And if you're planning on joining in, even if it's just part-time, or if it's just something that you like the idea and you're going to think about it, please do comment below, because I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear your thoughts and see who's going to be joining me. And again, if you're interested in the workbook that I have, it's in my shop, and I'll link to that below. It's a digital download, so you can purchase it and it'll be delivered to you immediately. You go ahead and purchase it, print it off at home, and then just work through the questions yourself. And it might even be something that you like to do at the start of this year and kind of think about it. Maybe you've never picked a word of the year, and this is just something that you want to try, and I would love for you to join us in the journey. I have been a little sporadic and unsure about my YouTube channel, but I've come up with some really wonderful ideas and goals that I have for the channel and going forward in 2023. So I do hope that you'll join me. If you love art journaling, mixed media, creativity, and really using your creativity to connect to the truth within, then I really do think that you'll enjoy what's going to be coming up in 2023. So thank you so much. Wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful 2023, and I'll see you in the new year. Take care. Cheers.
1 year later, and look, here we are.